Hey guys, alright, we are back, and now we have our SKUgrid database, but it looks in this weird format because we hid everything, right? But now we have this column here that shows whether an item is in our eBay database as well, or if it is only in SKUgrid, right? So real quick, what I'm going to do is save a copy of this in case I make a mistake. And so it's really important whenever you save, you want to save it as, you want to click Save As, and then go here, and then you want to make sure that you're picking, or actually no, don't click Save As, click Export. And you want to make sure that you export it as a CSV file. Because if you don't do this, then it's going to kind of mess up the formatting, and you may lose your eBay item IDs, which will screw everything up. Okay, so we're going to do copy of SKUgrid database. All right. Okay, so now we have a copy of it. And at this point, it's already been sorted. This is just a demo. As you can see, it only goes to 100. I didn't do the whole thing just because I just need to show you this part. And if I did the whole thing, then we would be waiting on the file to load too much, okay? So what we need to do now is sort the document to get rid of the items that have NA in their value, right? So we're going to do that by selecting everything. And then, actually, how do I do this? I'm trying to remember. We're going to select everything, right click, and click on data over here, and then go to sort. What we're going to do is sort by column V, which is NA, okay? And it's going to go from smallest to largest. What that's going to do is put the zeros in front, right? And then if we scroll down, all of the NAs are going to be in the bottom. So then all we have to do is select the first NA, go to the last NA, right click, and click delete. Make sure that you're deleting the entire row, because remember, we have a bunch of data here that's hidden. Okay? So now we've eliminated all of the items that are not on eBay, but are in our SKUgrid database. So at this point, this SKUgrid database matches our eBay database, right? What we're going to do now is we no longer need this column. So we're going to right click and click delete, okay? Now we're going to select everything, right click, and then click unhide. Oh, guys, look! Suddenly this looks familiar, doesn't it? Now we have our finished SKUgrid database in the correct format. What we're going to do is make sure that this column here is in the number format. So we're going to go to home, click number, number, and then change it. There we go. Perfect. So our reprice SKUs are correct. This is correct. So now we're going to go File, and then go to Export, and do what I just did earlier. Change file type, click CSV, and click Save As. Now we're going to be complete SKUgrid database. Awesome. So now we have our complete SKUgrid database that matches our eBay database, right? So we can exit out of this. And now we need to work in SKUgrid, because our SKUgrid database still has all of the unnecessary items from eBay, right? So what we need to do is wipe SKUgrid's database completely, because we now have a copy in our files that's legit, right? So you're going to go to Advanced, and then click Purge All Items. This will delete all of your items. Are you sure? Click OK. I'm not going to do this right now because it'll freeze SKUgrid, and I need to show you how to import, so I'm not going to do that. So you would click OK, and then wait a while, because SKUgrid's going to say that it's done, but it's not done until none of your items show up. And sometimes it'll tell you it's done, but you still have items. You're going to need to wait a couple hours to make sure that your SKUgrid database is actually empty. Because if you don't do that and you import your new database into SKUgrid, what's going to happen is you're going to have a lot of duplicates, and you're going to be paying for everything, right? Because the purge will still happen, but the purge is going to happen halfway through the import. So you're going to lose a bunch of stuff and it's going to be messy. So just trust me, do the purge, wait for it to be completely empty, and then you're going to need to import your CSV file that we just created, right? So to do that, go to Import and click Import CSV. Now click Choose CSV File, and then we're going to go to our Documents. I'm not actually sure where it's saved the file I was just looking at, but I'm not going to actually upload it. So what you're going to do is find the file that you just had, right? And then, oh, here we go, it's right here. And then you're going to click Open. Keep in mind, this will vary a little bit depending on how big your file size is. In this demo case, we're only using a file that has 100 items, so you can import the entire thing. You can import the entire thing as long as there's less than 2,500 items, okay? If your file has more than 2,500 items, it's important that you split it up into multiple files. Sometimes you can get away with importing something that's like 5,000 or 10,000, but you need to be careful because SKUgrid won't always import the full file. It has some limitations. So when I imported a file of 80,000 items, I had to split it up into like 36 parts in order for it to import properly back into SKUgrid. And you have to upload the file one by one. It takes time. But it's better to do it that way because then you make sure that SKUgrid actually has the full database. If you try and import too many items into SKUgrid, it's just going to stop halfway through. Okay? So that's how you import your database. And once you do that, then it'll take some time. And what's going to happen is I could actually just do it right now because I'm going to purge the file anyway, right? So we're going to go to Compare CSV and open the file. And if you look in the bottom left, there's going to be an uploading. It's going to go to 100%, and then it's going to say waiting for SKUgrid.com. At this point, SKUgrid has received the file and is importing it, right? So because it was such a small file, it imported it really quickly. But usually I'm used to working with like 2,000, 10,000, 20,000 items, right? So it won't do it as quick. Whenever you're working with that many items, you have to be patient because there are issues that will come up. And the biggest issue is when SKUgrid times out. While you're waiting for SKUgrid to work, after 30 minutes of inactivity, it will log you out. That is fine. Do not worry about that. But make sure that you do not press continue. You have to exit out of SKUgrid at that point. Because if you press continue, what it's going to do is re-upload the file that it's already uploaded, and this is going to create duplicates. And that means that you're going to be paying double the amount of credits to check the same items. So make sure that whenever it times out, you click exit or log out. Do not click continue. All right? Great. So now you guys have seen exactly how to do the compare CSV, how to purge your SKUgrid database, and upload the files back to it. Congratulations. That took me like a year to learn. So you guys just saved buttloads of time by just being able to do it the quick way straight away. All right, guys. See you next video. Ciao.